Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Let's be honest, for most of us, the most intense exploring we do involves finding the TV remote that mysteriously vanished into the couch cushions. But fear not, fellow adventurers, because today, we're strapping on our metaphorical hiking boots and taking a trip through history to meet the real deal. The top 10 explorers who changed the world. From navigating uncharted waters to uncovering hidden civilizations, these intrepid individuals dared to go where no one had gone before, and probably wouldn't have good cell service. We're talking about the explorers who risked it all for the sake of discovery, the ones who made us rethink the very shape of our planet, and whose stories continue to inspire awe and wonder centuries later. So, get ready to be amazed by tales of courage, resilience, and a whole lot of wanderlust. And hey, while you're along for the ride, be sure to let me know in the comments who your favorite explorer is from our list, or if there's an unsung hero of exploration you think deserves a shout-out. First up, we're traveling back to the 13th century to meet the man who literally wrote the book on exploration. No, seriously, he did. Marco Polo. Born in Venice, Italy, young Marco had wanderlust in his veins. At just 17, he embarked on an epic journey alongside his father and uncle that would take them across Europe and Asia, all the way to the court of the legendary Kublai Khan in China. Now, imagine being a teenager and suddenly finding yourself face to face with the most powerful ruler on Earth. That was Marco's reality, and he totally rocked it. He spent over 2 decades exploring the vast Mongol Empire, immersing himself in the culture, customs, and even the cuisine. Yeah, that's right. Some historians believe Marco Polo might have been the one who introduced pasta to Italy after encountering noodles in China. After 24 years of incredible adventures, Marco Polo finally returned home, his head brimming with stories and his pockets probably full of exotic spices. He documented his experiences in his famous book, The Travels of Marco Polo, which became a bestseller and ignited a passion for exploration in Europe. Talk about a souvenir. Next up is a name synonymous with exploration, Christopher Columbus. Now before you grab your pitchforks, let's acknowledge the complex legacy of Columbus, which includes both the discovery of the Americas for Europeans and the devastating impact his voyages had on indigenous populations. Setting sail in 1492, Columbus was convinced he could find a faster route to Asia by sailing west across the Atlantic Ocean. Spoiler alert. He didn't quite make it to Asia, but he did stumble upon something equally as significant: the Caribbean islands. This new world, as it came to be known, would forever alter the course of history, for better or for worse. Columbus's voyages sparked a wave of European exploration and colonization, leading to the exchange of goods, ideas, and, unfortunately, diseases between the Eastern and Western hemispheres. While we can't ignore the negative consequences of his actions, there's no denying that Columbus's voyages remain a pivotal chapter in the story of exploration. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to set sail with Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese explorer who wasn't afraid of a little adventure or a really, really long sea voyage. In 1497, Vasco da Gama set out on a mission to find a sea route to India by sailing around the southern tip of Africa. Now, this wasn't just a leisurely cruise to pick up some souvenirs. The journey was fraught with peril, from treacherous storms to scurvy outbreaks to encounters with less-than-friendly locals. But Vasco da Gama persevered, and after 10 long months at sea, he finally reached the shores of Calicut, India. This groundbreaking voyage opened up a new trade route between Europe and Asia, bypassing the traditional and often dangerous land routes. It also helped to establish Portugal as a major player in the lucrative spice trade, which, let's be honest, is a pretty big deal when your culinary options are limited to salt and pepper. Ever feel like you took a detour on your path to success? Well, meet Hernán Cortés, a Spanish conquistador who basically said, "Law school? Nah, I'm going to conquer an empire instead." And conquer he did, although his methods were, shall we say, a tad controversial. Born into a family of minor nobility, Cortés had a thirst for adventure that even a law degree couldn't quench. So in 1519, he set sail for the New World, determined to make a name for himself. Little did he know, he'd become one of the most famous and infamous explorers in history. Cortés landed in Mexico and, through a combination of cunning diplomacy, ruthless ambition, and a healthy dose of luck, managed to conquer the mighty Aztec Empire. His conquest had a profound impact on the Americas, leading to the fall of a civilization and paving the way for centuries of Spanish rule. Grab your compasses and canteens, folks, because we're heading into the American wilderness with Lewis and Clark. In 1804, these two intrepid explorers set out on a mission from President Thomas Jefferson himself to map the newly acquired Louisiana Purchase and find a water route to the Pacific Ocean. With their trusty guide Sacagawea and a courageous crew, Lewis and Clark embarked on a journey that would take them across treacherous mountains, raging rivers, and vast uncharted territories. They faced hunger, exhaustion, grizzly bears, yes, the actual bear kind, and the constant unknown. But their determination never wavered. Their expedition lasted over 2 years and yielded invaluable maps, scientific discoveries, and a deeper understanding of the American West. Lewis and Clark's journey remains a testament to the human spirit of exploration and the power of perseverance in the face of adversity. Ahoy, mateys! Get ready to set sail with Captain James Cook, a British explorer who practically redefined what it meant to chart the globe. With an insatiable curiosity and a knack for navigation, Cook embarked on 3 epic voyages that expanded our understanding of the Pacific Ocean and beyond. Cook's first voyage took him to Tahiti, where he observed the transit of Venus, a rare astronomical event that helped scientists more accurately measure the distance between the Earth and the Sun. Talk about a stellar souvenir. His second voyage took him on a daring circumnavigation of Antarctica, proving that it was indeed a continent and not just a mythical landmass. Along the way, he mapped countless islands, encountered diverse cultures, and even managed to avoid scurvy by ensuring his crew ate their fruits and veggies. Captain Cook, explorer, navigator, and advocate for a balanced diet. Hold on to your hats, because we're about to embark on an adventure with a man who needs no introduction, but we'll give him one anyway. Dr. David Livingstone. This Scottish missionary, explorer, and all-around fascinating figure combined his passion for medicine, faith, and adventure to leave an indelible mark on the African continent. Driven by a desire to spread Christianity and abolish the slave trade, Livingstone set off to explore the uncharted territories of South Central Africa. He wasn't just content with mapping rivers and mountains, though. Livingstone sought to understand the people and cultures he encountered, immersing himself in their way of life and advocating for their well-being. His explorations, particularly his discovery of Victoria Falls, captivated the world and inspired generations of explorers to follow in his footsteps. Though his life was tragically cut short in the heart of Africa, Livingstone's legacy as a compassionate explorer and champion for social justice continues to resonate today. Fasten your seatbelts and prepare for takeoff, because we're soaring through the skies with Amelia Earhart, a pioneering aviator who shattered glass ceilings and redefined what it meant to be fearless. In a time when women were often relegated to the sidelines, Earhart boldly took to the skies, becoming the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean in 1932. But Earhart wasn't content with just breaking records. She wanted to inspire others, especially women, to pursue their dreams without limitations. She wrote books, gave lectures, and even designed her own line of clothing, all while continuing to push the boundaries of aviation. In 1937, Earhart embarked on her most daring adventure yet, a circumnavigation of the globe. Tragically, her plane disappeared over the Pacific Ocean, and despite extensive searches, her fate remains a mystery to this day. Yet, Amelia Earhart's spirit of adventure and her unwavering belief in the power of human potential continue to soar, inspiring generations to reach for the stars. Get ready to brave the icy tundras and frozen wastelands, because we're venturing to the polar regions with Roald Amundsen, a Norwegian explorer whose thirst for adventure was as boundless as the Arctic Ocean. From a young age, Amundsen dreamed of conquering the North and South Poles, and his relentless pursuit of these goals would cement his place in exploration history. In 1911, Amundsen and his crew achieved what had eluded explorers for centuries, reaching the South Pole. They braved treacherous conditions, navigated by the stars, and relied on dog sleds to traverse the unforgiving terrain, ultimately claiming victory in the race to the bottom of the world. But Amundsen wasn't finished. He went on to lead expeditions to the North Pole, becoming the first person to reach both poles and solidifying his reputation as one of the most accomplished polar explorers of all time. Prepare to set sail on a voyage unlike any other with Ferdinand Magellan, a Portuguese explorer who led the first expedition to circumnavigate the globe. Take that, flat earthers. In 1519, Magellan set out with 5 ships and a crew of over 270 men on a mission to find a western route to the Spice Islands. This wasn't your average Caribbean cruise. Folks, Magellan and his crew faced mutiny, starvation, scurvy, and hostile encounters with indigenous populations. Tragically, Magellan himself didn't survive the journey, losing his life in a battle in the Philippines. But his expedition lived on. After 3 years of hardship and adventure, only 1 ship and 18 crew members made it back to Spain, completing the first circumnavigation of the globe and forever changing our understanding of the Earth's geography. Talk about a homecoming story for the ages. Wow, what a journey. From the Silk Road to the South Pole, we've covered some serious ground today, all thanks to the incredible explorers who dared to push the boundaries of the known world. We've marveled at their courage, learned from their discoveries, and maybe even felt a little inspired to lace up our own exploring boots, or at least dig out our passports from the back of the drawer. If you enjoyed this epic adventure through history, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more incredible stories, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next historical escapade. And hey, in the meantime, why not embark on your own mini expedition? I hear there are some delicious snacks just waiting to be discovered in the unexplored territories of my refrigerator. Until next time, keep exploring.